We also give them very simple profiling instruments. For example, what kind of learner are you? Very importantly, we want to find out the skills, the strengths and interests of our students.
Ahmad Ibrahim Primary School is also one of 5 schools which will receive the Partners Award for its collaboration with stakeholders. The awards will be presented at the Ministry of Education's Work Plan Seminar on Wednesday. 10 underprivileged children were the first to meet the Indo-Pacific bottlenose dolphins at Singapore's Marine Life Park on Thursday. And the children from the Little Arts Academy got a close-up experience with the dolphins. Besides interacting with the dolphins, they also learned about their physiological aspects, diet and other fun facts. This program is the latest to be offered at the park, where participants can get up close and personal with the dolphins in waist-deep waters. It will open to guests at the end of this month. And that's all we have on Singapore Tonight, but coming up on That's IT. Timothy Goh tries out high-tech cosmetic procedures that claim to fix the recent phenomenon called smartphone face. And if you don't know what smartphone face is, you might just want to stick around and find out.
You have sent in your questions for the Prime Minister.
Dear Prime Minister, what does the government of Singapore have in mind?
My question is whether the government can consider...
Now Prime Minister Lee will be answering some of your questions at a live forum. Watch Ask the Prime Minister live on Channel News Asia at 8 p.m. on Tuesday. You can also log on to channelnewsasia.com/AskPMLee to catch the live forum.
On Cancer Warriors.
When the doctor told me to my face that I had cancer, I just said, no way.
When cancer strikes healthy people, a positive attitude can be hard to find. See how 2 survivors turned their devastating diagnosis into an opportunity to live life to the fullest. On Cancer Warriors, Wednesday at 11:30 p.m. on Channel News Asia.
This program is brought to you by Parkway Cancer Centre. Watch back-to-back dramas on Vasantham. A gritty story about the challenges of youth and the teachers who inspire them. Catch the action Monday to Thursday at 10 p.m. Following that, beware the secrets that are hidden deep within the recesses of their lives. It's time to unearth what lies beneath. Monday to Thursday at 10:30 p.m. 2 captivating drama series, back-to-back, only on Vasantham. Whenever you are in Asia for business or leisure, check into one of Accor's fine hotels and stay in touch with the latest news developments with Channel News Asia. Now available in Sofitel, Pullman, M-Gallery, Grand Mercure, Novotel, Mercure, Ibis and All Seasons hotels across Asia.
Hello everyone, and thanks for staying in for That's IT. This is our season finale as I embark on a long hiatus, so allow me to pretend to be emo at the start of the show. Perfect segue to what I'm going to tell you about first. Emotional gaming. Apparently, it is the next big thing in video games. The studio head of video game maker Quantic Dreams was in town, so we cornered him to ask him what this is all about. Beyond Two Souls is not your usual game. Centered around questions about what happens after death, the game follows the character Jodie Holmes and her link with a ghostly entity. Scenario aside, Beyond Two Souls also deviates from normal gaming norms. For example, there are no game over scenarios. If the player makes the wrong decision, just like in real life, the game continues on. The game also features 2 A-list Hollywood actors, Ellen Page and William Dafoe. And every single action you see in-game was filmed in real life. Beyond also debuted at the Tribeca New York Film Festival, believed to be a first for video games. But the studio behind the game is no stranger to taking risks. Quantic Dreams' previous game, Heavy Rain, was a dramatic thriller centered around a serial killer. The game would eventually be called one of the freshest games on the PlayStation 3, and over 2 million copies have been sold worldwide.
Quantic Dream is really interested in creating different types of experiences than most video games out there. We want to put you in the shoes of the main character and let you make decisions that will change the scenario.
Quantic Dreams calls that emotional gaming. They believe that's one of the ways forward for next-generation video games.
Well, talking about next-generation gaming, many people expect, new technical features, but the thing I'm expecting the most from next-gen games is actually emotion and maybe more meaning in games, to see games that have something to say.
But it isn't just the games that's setting Quantic Dreams apart. Their game uses cutting-edge technology, as showcased in their technical demos.
It's really inspired by Pixar. They are used to make shorts and then make films and make shorts just to test new ideas between films. And this is exactly what we do. We want to test new concepts, new technologies between games. So Kara was the technology that would be used on Beyond. And the Dark Sorcerer uses the technology that we'll use on our next game on PlayStation 4.
So, do we know what their next game is about?
No.
Much have been said about the U.S. government collecting citizens' data, but in San Francisco, user data is collected for good reason. The city government routinely released data back to the public. Channel News Asia's Rebecca Bowering tells us why.
Generating pedal power on the streets of San Francisco and generating data too.
Many of these shared bicycles are fitted with a GPS, allowing the government agencies behind the project to track how they're used. That data can then be packaged as a smartphone app, letting cyclists know where bikes are available.
San Francisco was one of the first cities in the US to launch an open data platform. Crime and traffic maps, graffiti graphs, and restaurant cleanliness can all be found on its website, and the database is expanding. Open data also boosts job creation by spawning civic startups. Developers at Appalicious have been mining the open data bank to build apps. SF Rec and Park allows users to find parks, playgrounds and trails around the city and may one day integrate bike sharing. Award-winning entrepreneur Yo Yoshida says governments have struggled to deliver such civic services, and that's where the private sector comes in.
And we created one of the first public-private partnerships with government to be able to release a mobile app using open data to engage the citizens and tourists coming into the city of San Francisco.
Civic entrepreneurship is now a multi-billion-dollar industry. San Francisco regularly hosts hackathons where local web developers work on public service projects. The Accelerator program, run by non-profit organization Code for America, mentors exclusively civic startups.
We had no idea how much demand there would be for our programs.
As more and more information is released by cities across the US and beyond, entrepreneurs will keep building technology that helps government stay accountable and oil the wheels of democracy. Rebecca Bowering, Channel News Asia, San Francisco.
What I'm about to show you now is a case of technology undoing what other technological advancements have done to some of our face. So let me ask you this. Do you know what a smartphone face is? Well, this is what I would look like if I have a smartphone face. The Urban Dictionary defines it as sagging of the jowl due to constantly looking down at our smartphones. Admit it or not, we all do it. And that practice, together with gravity and the natural process of aging, means we may be speeding up the process by constantly looking at our mobile devices or our laptops. And this is where Chintervention comes in, a range of cosmetic procedures to reduce sagging chins. Doctors in the US and the UK report seeing an increasing number of younger men and women seeking treatments for saggy jowls and double chin. So I staked out a local aesthetic clinic to observe the situation myself. It didn't take long before Fred came in for a consultation.
All right, Fred. How are you today?
I'm fine, thanks, doctor.
Part of Fred's work requires him to go on stage for speaking engagements.
I'm a bit of a public speaker, so I'm a little bit concerned about my profile, especially on stage and the publicity photographs. It's a little bit...
And he is starting to get attention on all the wrong places. Dr. Rohan Mendes suggests a state-of-the-art treatment called Exilus. Exilus uses radio frequency and ultrasound, directing heat to the subcutaneous fat tissues. increasing the metabolic rate of the fat, and then liquefies the fat. But where does all that fat go?
The liquefied fat then exits from the fat cell and it goes into a system which we call the lymphatic system. It then drains naturally to the liver.
The doctor says it uses heat, so we asked Fred how hot it felt.
It was like a pleasant face massage, and it was a little bit warm. When it got too warm, he would switch to a different side where there's a nice cold gel.
For less severe cases or for a quick fix, there is a treatment called acoustic sound, which uses sound waves to pound liquefied fats out of specific areas. It may sound scary, but...
Actually, I was a little scared about the song, but after the first touch, it was okay. It was perfect.
Although there is still no direct link between smartphone face and an increase in people seeking chintervention, Dr. Mendez says the younger ones should always keep in mind that staying healthy in every way possible means not having to seek any kind of aesthetic treatment for a long time to come. So holding your phone up this way might also help, so give it a try. We've come to the end of the season. I am taking a break, as I told you earlier, and we will be back before Christmas. We will also stay connected on our Facebook and Twitter pages, so follow me there. I'm Timothy Go, and for now, that's it.
That's IT. Shutting down.
Monday on AM Live.
Hello. I'm good.
He's good, but how good is Samsung's brand new Android smartwatch, the Galaxy Gear? Stefan, though, has a review on tech today.
More artists are reinventing their approach to traditional Chinese ink painting, but are they taking it too far?
And don't miss our new series, The Doc Is In. We'll answer your burning questions about health screening. The consultation begins Monday on AM Live.
Jason, what do you want Singaporeans to do for you, the one thing?
I hope in the future all the bus stops can be wheelchair friendly.
That's a great point.
So that in order not to go to another bus stop to board the bus, because it's quite complicated and it's frustrating.
If restaurants and all have the sign to say guide dogs are allowed, then the service staff will always and forever see that sign as well as customers, and nobody will go and question the company.
So you think it'll be a good reminder?
It is very important.
We need a disability right law. It shows that the government believes that people with disabilities have rights, are entitled to equal treatment and have equal rights and equal access to employment, to education, to information and access.
Experience the finest Swiss hospitality. Only at Swissôtel Hotels and Resorts. And for timely news updates, tune into Channel News Asia. Available in Swissôtel Hotels and Resorts across Asia.
Hello and welcome to Correspondence Diary. I'm Adil Sabir. Let's take a look at reports from the region and around the world. Well, this week, North and South Korea resumed operations at the Kaesong Industrial Complex after 5 months of closure. The joint industrial complex inside North Korea is seen as an indicator of ties between the two countries. Both sides are now trying to lure foreign investment to Kaesong, and some say it's a sign of better relations ahead.
Hundreds of vehicles lined up to cross the inter-Korean border and travel to Kaesong Industrial Complex. About 820 South Korean workers and businessmen crossed the demilitarized zone to return to work at their factories in North Korea. Nearly half of them will be staying overnight, as they had done in the past.
우리 4월 3일 날 문 닫고 이제 오늘 처음 들어가는데 기분이야 그렇지만 좋아지겠죠.